a black and white picture. And she said, you want to be a full picture by yourself. You should already be a full picture. And then she held up another picture. And it was the same picture, but it was colored in. She says, you need to be the full picture by yourself. And once you complete that picture, you will find someone who will bring color to it. Welcome back to Three Girls, One Kitchen. On today's episode, we are talking all about trophy wife training. Now, make sure that you stay tuned because I promise this episode isn't going to be as misogynistic as it sounds. Yesterday, a clip went viral of a Missouri pastor giving a sermon about basically being a trophy wife and how women should be more like Melania Trump. I'm going to read you guys the quote, and I want to know what you think about it. I personally was shook and thought this was ridiculous.
I know. Yeah. I was like, I can't believe a pastor said this.
So the Missouri pastor said, word for word, now look, I'm not saying every woman can be the epic trophy wife of all time like Melania Trump. I'm not saying that at all. Most women can't be trophy wives, but you know, maybe you're a participation trophy. Clark said as a photo of the former First Lady appeared on the screen. I don't know, but all I can say is not everybody looks like that. Amen. Not everybody looks like that, but you don't need to look like a butch either. This is what a pastor said, giving a sermon at a Baptist church in Missouri. What were your thoughts hearing that? Him saying that to just a crowd full of women.
Yeah, could you imagine being at church and you hear someone saying that?
Yeah.
You're a pastor. That's insane.
I mean, I'm just still trying to wrap my head around the fact that he thought that it would be okay to basically say that women should dress a certain way and that it's not acceptable how they want to dress. I'm like, sweetheart, it's 2021. You're going to be canceled within 5 seconds.
Yeah, I'm just shocked that he said the word butch.
I know.
Yeah, what? No. I mean, I think if I were sitting in church with my family and whoever, and I heard our pastor say that, we would probably just like laugh and leave and wouldn't go back, to be honest.
I would throw a potato at his head.
A potato! Not a tomato, but a potato.
Like, you guys, this church will not be getting my donation.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, the woman should be able to dress how she wants. Yeah. I know, because I grew up in a religious family. I was raised Southern Baptist. My grandpa was a preacher. There are certain misogynistic things that they tell you, like, never deny sex to your husband because then he'll go astray. Keep yourself up for your husband. And so a lot of women who are in this strict religion, they do have beliefs like that. And they're not as, we're all of us are pretty much feminists, I would say.
Oh.
And so they're not really attuned to that lifestyle because they've been conditioned otherwise in really strict religions.
It's their culture.
And I'm not saying everyone who's religious is like that. That's not what I'm saying at all. I'm just saying in my particular upbringing and also what this preacher was preaching, that seems to be the case.
Also, he clearly is old school. So I think in his mind, his definition of a trophy wife or wife is what the typical definition is being extremely, attractive, keeping up with your appearance, self-care, and basically having no brains or intelligence, nothing to you. And that's just what you're good for. So I think that's his belief in his mind, but I just don't think he understands it's not acceptable to say that publicly because you kind of want to make sure what you always express and how you say it. Because
this man needs to go back to the 1950s for real. Okay, so as you guys know, I probably bring this up in almost every episode. I'm super into Tumblr. I'm always on Tumblr. And there is a huge community on there of hypergamous women. Basically, if you're not familiar with the term hypergamy, it means marrying into or having a sexual relationship with someone of a higher sociological status or education, which is basically also like gold diggers is a typical stereotype of a trophy wife. So that's basically hypergamy.
Okay.
And so on Tumblr, it's like a huge community. That's actually where I got the idea for today's topic of trophy wife training. However, this episode, we're not going to preach to you guys about how to be the perfect woman for a man. This episode's more about how to become a more well-rounded woman for yourself.
Yeah.
And that will obviously draw in a high-value man.
And I think that's the 2021 definition. And I think that's like the rebranded trophy wife, is that it's not just about looking good. You know, like if you want to have hairy legs and hairy armpits, you go, girl. Like you do that. If that makes you confident and you get a man like that, like I support that. You know, I feel like we just support everything. And it's about how you feel and women empowerment. You know, like not necessarily being a trophy wife requires you to always look attractive. Some men think that, you know, brains is a turn on for them. So it's what they value in their eyes, what makes you a trophy wife.
Or what you value to become a complete woman. I know for me, well, I have a list of things. So we basically have an outline for every episode. So for me, a trophy wife is an educated woman, a woman who can talk about many topics, whether it be stocks, philosophy, politics. She also keeps up with her hygiene. She cares a lot about her style. She's very well-rounded in all aspects. So that's sort of what we want to give you guys some ideas about today. Not to please a man, to become more well-rounded for yourself, and then that man will come around if you want him.
I think a lot of people are used...
But you don't need a man.
Now, I think a lot of people are used, when they hear the word trophy wife, they think of how it used to be, and it's just like a dumb, hot girl that just scores a guy for money and whatnot. So, like, on this episode, we are going to inform you guys that that is not the case anymore.
You know, I had a friend who was dating, like, a beautiful girl, a really hot model that, like, she's just a gorgeous girl, drop dead gorgeous. Every guy in LA would love to date her. And he would say that he couldn't be with her because she's had too many sexual partners, and he only dated her because he wanted a trophy wife or a girlfriend.
Wait, what does that sound like? I know that person.
Okay, don't throw any shade here.
Oh, I have no idea.
I wanted to stay completely anonymous, but he said that. And so what does how many sexual partners someone had before you have to do with you being able to be considered a trophy wife or wifey material?
I mean, I personally don't agree. I think a trophy wife is someone that is, you don't have to be a certain standard looks or even, I mean, obviously brains as well, but I think it's how you treat that person, and you would want to, you want to be with someone and how they treat you and how good they are for you, not because of how they look. So you can still be a trophy wife and not be a model type or be the smartest, but you're a supportive, loving girlfriend.
She was like a beautiful model, and so that's why he's saying, oh, I thought she was going to be my trophy wife. But that's sort of what you said, how they treat you, is what I would say when he would say that to me. I'd be like, yeah, she might have slept with more people than you liked before you dated her, but since you guys have been together, she's been nothing but faithful and an amazing girlfriend to you. So how dare you say that?
Yeah, I mean, some men just can't get over the past, and they can't stop thinking about who was there before them, and it bothers certain people. But I know a lot of men that are secure in themselves, and they don't care about the past. They don't even ask about the past. Like, that's how you know it's a mature, strong guy, when they don't ask you about your past in that way.
I think it's also not even about like having those issues. I think sometimes in a relationship where some guys just might get bored and they just want to bring something up from the past to use against you, or even just when they fight in general, like it could be over bringing the wrong cup of coffee for your significant other, and then that argument is just going to downfall to, well, you've slept with so many people, you're a whore, you know, just because they want to use something against you because they're running out of things to say, or that's just how they feel at the time, like, you know. So I think it's not fair to me. That sounds like not like a narcissistic person, but it's, you know, someone's history. I feel like before you date them, like you kind of know them as a person, and you should already be willing to accept what they have to offer you. Like you should never mid-relationship start to use something against them that's out of their control. I think that's really not fair.
Sometimes what can happen is, obviously I've experienced this a ton because of my past. Guys will be fine with it at the beginning. Then as those feelings start to develop, they start getting insecure and jealous the more in love with you they are. And then they start questioning, they start going and watching the stuff, and then they start questioning you about it, and they just get very insecure in themselves. And so I've even like had that happen with myself as well, where I'm super cool at the beginning of a relationship, then maybe something happens, or just like those feelings develop, and then you sort of just become like, the love sometimes makes you act in a way that you wish that you didn't.
I've definitely been like that. I've been in relationships where I'm like, I don't know why I'm picking this fight today, but
back to being
it's like, who is this girl?
Back to being a trophy wife. I know we didn't intend for this topic to go on the route of past sexual partners, But do you guys think that a lot of people tell me, oh, you'll never be married. Why would anyone want to date you? Do you think I should be excluded from ever being considered a trophy wife because of my past?
No, because once again, like I had mentioned, the concept of trophy wives is more focused on the man than the woman because it's in their eyes, it's like a possession, it's a prize that they value, it's something desirable. And you don't have to be the hottest girl, you don't have to be the smartest girl, you don't have to have a certain past. It's how they view you, so as long as you're the best version of yourself.
How you value yourself.
That's what I was
it's how you value yourself.
It said in the book that we read, Why Men Love Bitches, it said if you value yourself as a prize, they will see you as a prize as well. For example, in the past I've said a girl cannot be the prettiest on the outside, but if a girl comes up to me and she's like, damn, I'm so hot, I'm the hottest girl in this room, I'm going to double look at her and be like, is she the hottest girl in this room? Because she really believes it.
Yeah.
So if you believe you're a prize and they should be working to be after you and that you're the prize for them, they will start to believe it too.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say is you shouldn't let someone else tell you you're a trophy wife. If you know it and you believe it in yourself that you're a trophy wife, then people are going to start looking at you and be like, damn, I want her. She's a trophy wife. I need her next to me. I'm a trophy wife
right now.
Yeah, 100%.
And I ain't even got a man no more. So guys, we're going to talk about what, like I said a little bit earlier, what we think a trophy wife is and how you can become this high value woman. Actually, let's replace the word trophy wife with how to become a high value woman. And that's what we're going to talk about in this episode and give you some tips and pointers on that. So one of my favorite things, obviously, we'll start with is fashion, clothes, how you represent yourself to the world with what you wear.
Yeah. Which is something that I've recently been telling you guys is that I normally would just dress like a bum, whatever. And for myself, I want to start dressing better and I feel hotter. I feel, I don't know, when I go out in public, more, I don't know, like happy and confident in myself.
Yeah. When
I'm wearing my heels, which I'm going to start wearing out more, when I'm going to be wearing a cute top in my jeans rather than me wearing my Air Forces and men's clothing.
This girl sent me a makeup tutorial. She goes, you need to teach me how to do this. I'm like, my little girl.
Yeah, I'm like, it's time for me to be a high value woman.
Yeah, I went through this transformation over the past year. I moved back to LA from Chicago last January, and I was wearing like Target, Walmart, and like all that's fine. I used to tell my boyfriend at the time, like, I don't need all that designer crap because I know that I'm hot. Like, I don't need it. And he used to really roast me for my clothes. So I started wanting to dress better. And I'll tell you, it takes time when you start wanting to develop your personal style to figure out what fits your body, what makes you feel confident. I feel after maybe like 9 months of working on my personal style, I finally got it. And wearing an outfit that you feel good about really does give you that confidence. And I love clothes and makeup and stuff like that because you don't have to be the prettiest girl, but if you put a lot of effort into these other things and you know that they're good, it can really make you feel better about yourself and boost your self-esteem.
Yeah, whenever I walk into a room when I'm wearing my heels and I have my cute bag with me.
And you know you have the bombest outfit.
Yeah, I'm like, oh my God, I'm hot. I'm strutting in this room and I feel like I'm glowing and more people notice you and more people are like, who is that girl? And they double take at you.
And I think a high-value woman definitely knows her style. She knows how to dress for herself. She doesn't have to wear the most expensive clothes, but she puts that effort into figuring out what works for her, and she takes the time to pick out a nice, classy outfit every day.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's all about, like, it's not how you said it has nothing to do with, like, if you can't afford to shop at House of CB and you can only shop at Target, you can still find things that are flattering on you. Like, it takes time to just, like, look at yourself in the mirror, like be a little self-absorbed, look yourself in the mirror and, figure out your body curves, how you're shaped and think like certain things can look flattering on you. And like, that's going to be such a confidence booster.
Yeah.
And a lot of girls aren't aware of that.
And don't be discouraged at first. Cause I remember when I first started this journey of wanting to dress better, I would order stuff online and it just wouldn't look on me the way that I thought that it was going to look, or like it just wasn't pulled together. Maybe I I didn't know that I needed jewelry pieces to go with it, or I didn't know that I needed, like, maybe I would have just worn this and I didn't wear this blazer under it before. Like, it really takes a while to figure it out. So don't be hard on yourself. Just keep trying. Some tips that I can give you is, one, download Tumblr. I love Tumblr. They have the best style, everything on there. I'm a Tumblr girl. Follow fashion pages on Instagram.
Follow us.
Yeah, follow us. Follow fashion pages. It's something that you have to work at every single day. And again, we're not doing this for no man. We're not dressing slutty for any man. You know, you can develop your own personal style, and it doesn't have to be something that's pleasing towards men.
Exactly. I do it for myself. And even, so if you are like me and you do like to wear sweats and be comfy, even if I throw on booties or heels with my sweats, it still makes a difference. Yep. And I'm still comfortable, and my booties are comfortable. So even just throwing on shoes and a bag can really make an outfit. So
or just like having nice hair or makeup done. Like, honestly, if you're gonna dress down, then usually what I'll do is I'll have like nice hair and, like, you know, I'll be on point with my makeup, and then I still feel comfortable and I still feel sexy and hot because I know that, like, I did my makeup, I styled my hair, like, you know, I feel good.
Yeah. Could you give some tips on that? Because I know I personally draw inspiration from you. Like, I know nothing about makeup, nothing about hair, and sometimes I see stuff on you and I'm like, that looks really good, or little tricks. So can you help them with what's helped you, like, learn what to do with your hair, what to do with your skin, your
I think trial and error. Like you said, with fashion, it's honestly just trial and error. I have probably bought every cosmetic brand you could ever, like, imagine, you know. So I think it's just figuring out what looks good on you. Like, there's certain colors that I've become accustomed to when it comes to my lips, like my cheeks, you know. I've noticed. I still
haven't figured out a foundation shade. Could you, like, help me with that?
That, honestly, like I said, just trial and error. I always do research on products. I'll say, like, oh, like, what's something that a lot of people are wearing? You know, I'll go to Sephora.com. So yeah, I really do think it's just trial and error. And obviously I do have an advantage because I am in the modeling industry and did that for a long time. So I've worked with so many makeup artists that have actually, like, given me tips and tricks. And I've been, you know, I've had a certain foundation or lipstick put on me that I'm like, whoa, where's this from? Like, let me know this brand. So, like, everyone knows Whirl, the lip liner. That's, like, everyone's favorite. Yeah. Honestly, some girls don't even know that yet. So go get Whirl. I think by Mac.
That's what you always do on
You're
me,
obsessed
right?
with it now.
Yeah. Oh, that's so nice.
Yep.
Do you watch any tutorials on YouTube for, like, how to do certain curls with your hair, or?
I would say I used to, yeah. I definitely have, like, role models I look up to. You know, Olivia Culpo, Patrick Ta. I think those people, to me, have inspired me the most when it comes to makeup, because I like the natural, like, no makeup look, the effortless hair. You know, Olivia Culpo tends to do that a lot. So yeah, I definitely have role models that I look up to.
So essentially, sort of like I did, going on Instagram, Tumblr for inspiration, you found people that you liked their style and you liked their work, and you looked at the products that they were using, you looked at the styles that they were doing, and that's sort of like what helped guide you. Okay.
I mean, I'm still having her do my hair and makeup. No, I'm just kidding.
She does my hair before every episode.
No, I do my own hair, but I've taken notes from the makeup and stuff that you've used on me that I like the tint and stuff. I will do that, and I'm learning. But I've always just been a girl that I get my lashes done, and I'm like, I'm good to go.
Did you guys also have any beauty treatments that could help some of the girls out that are trying to figure out their you know, what looks good on them? Like, you do eyelash extensions, you do eyebrow lamination. Yeah, I think done laser hair removal. Like, what are some little things that they could do when they save up money that would help them feel better about themselves? Not that you have to change anything on yourself, but sometimes there's these little things that you could tweak that would really make your face look more, like, snatched.
Or it's like just a huge confidence booster that you never knew would give you. Like, getting nails done, I feel like. I know that's, I think, for you.
That's what we're going to talk about in hygiene as well.
Yeah. Well, for me, a lot of people think fake lashes have to look fake, and they're scared and they stay away from them. So I've actually been doing my lashes for years, and I've definitely had people do hardcore ones on me, but I do you can do natural. So my fake lashes match my actual natural lashes.
Your length, the length.
Yeah, everything it's just more volume. It's the same length. So I do classic. So it's literally just a little bit thicker and darker. So it's not even, I don't even add volume. So there are different things that you can do
to enhance your beauty.
And I just wake up every morning and I just comb them. And yeah, I feel prettier, and, like, I have to try and do less. And you just go, you know, people are scared to go to the grocery store because they don't want to look like a bum. Like, when you have lash extensions, you
Oh
don't
my
really
God.
look like a bum ever.
True.
Yeah,
I swear,
and it's just a small thing because I am a lazy girl. Like, I don't like to do my hair and my makeup. Like, I used to always make you do it for me because I'm lazy.
Yeah.
So this is just like one step that makes me feel pretty and I don't know, wake up nice every day.
Another huge thing that can pull you together and make you feel more complete externally, I know me and Olivia are super into this, you're not, perfumes.
Oh.
Yes.
Save up for a good perfume. I personally am obsessed with the Tom Ford special blends. I have the Rose Prick. I have the Bitter Peach. I have the lavender one. I know you have a few favorites. You love Chanel.
Yeah, I love that Chanel Chance. I think that entire line I'm obsessed with.
Having a good scent. Just today, I even put my Rose Prick on, and I felt like it completed me and my outfit.
It makes you naturally
confident. I sprayed
confident.
that shit on. I'm a bad bitch now.
Yeah. No, like seriously, I'm hungover as fuck right now, but I put myself together.
As soon as you sprayed on, you're a fucking bad bitch. Out of nowhere, you're a boss woman now.
That's how when I comb my lashes, I comb them, I'm like, hey,
bad bitch.
I'm ready. I'm alive.
Also, I know you said you don't have to shave your legs. You don't have to shave your armpits. And we love that for you. But being single now, even though I'm not hooking up with anyone, I actually kind of want to still shave my legs and still shave everything because it makes me feel good. Mm-hmm. It makes me feel clean.
Yeah, I'm the same. I usually just do once a week, and my legs will be hairy. I tell her all the time, my legs are hairy, and I feel like, and I shave them, and I feel hotter. Like, it looks better in shorts and whatnot.
Having impeccable hygiene will also make you feel more complete on the outside.
Yeah.
And as long as you feel like on the inside, like, I'm a boss bitch, and you do the small little, just paint your nail, whatever adjustment, it will show to everyone else. When you feel confident, it will show to the room that you're walking in.
Yeah.
Yeah, and these are great things because you don't have to have the best anything. You don't have to have perfect curves. You don't have to have the prettiest face. You don't have to have the nicest hair to do these things. These are things that everyone can do to become the highest version of themselves externally. Now we're going to talk about internal things that you can do, which I am also probably more into than the external things. I am so into self-development this year, and we're just going to talk about, as we mentioned above, holding interesting conversations and learning new topics, which is something that a high-value woman can do. So for me, something that I like to do is I read the Wall Street Journal every morning so I can discuss stocks with people. I can speak politics. I love reading philosophy books. Right now I'm reading a book about stoicism. Do you guys have any tips? I know you like to read as well.
Yeah, I know. And you actually inspired me. Like,
yeah,
you got that out of me too. And
that gives you so much confidence as well. Just building yourself and
just educating yourself.
Yeah, educating yourself. That's given me more confidence than anything I've done physically to myself. I could go get a new boob job today, but it wouldn't make me feel as good as I feel about being smart and educated.
And I think education also, or just educating yourself, there's no limit. So like how you're reading Stoicism, I'm reading a book called like The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. I think a lot of people have heard of that book.
Yeah. It's
popular. I actually bought the book 5 years ago, ironically, and just never had the desire to read it until now, because I think also like at a certain time in your life, you go through different moments or issues, and sometimes a book is perfect for that moment, so it's helped me. It's been educating me. And sometimes you just need to be like reassured of things, you forget all the things that you learn throughout your life. So sometimes reading things that might sound simple to you or boring, it's honestly just like a reassurance, like, oh, you know what? That's a good point. I remember that, now I'm going to keep that in the back of my head. So it's helped me grow as a person. I like that.
Yeah. I mean, I'm a big reader. I read all the time. I've always done that my whole life. But one thing I need to work on, or not necessarily work on, I just like to read fiction, books that are, I love murder mystery. I love anything exciting and not necessarily educational, but I do learn new words from it. So it does help stimulate my brain as well. I have really bad ADHD, so if you're like me and you weren't really obsessed with school and learning in that way, there are things that you can read that will hold your attention, and you're still learning new words, and it's still helping your brain think and work.
Yeah. So reading anything is stimulating your brain. So
that's another thing that I do. So a lot of people don't know this about me, but I dropped out of school in 8th grade. I had horrible spelling for a long time. I didn't know how to use grammar. this year, since I've started reading the paper every day, and we actually started a book club together called the Novelty Book Club. I take highlighters and I highlight words and phrases that I don't know. And so that's helped me dramatically, one, to improve my vocabulary, and two, to become a better speller, because then I write those in my notebook and I study them afterwards.
I was going to say this, even if there's a word you don't understand. So what helps me is if I'm reading and there's a word I don't understand, or I'm not sure what this is, I will look up the definition, and that's another way that you can learn new words and expand your vocabulary. And it doesn't have to be like Wall Street, because I will try to read the Wall Street.
It could be
I'm saying for the people that couldn't.
Any book that you do, you can learn something from, as long as it's not, I mean, everyone's on their own level. If you have to start with a kindergarten level book, then do that. But basically, guys, what we're trying to say is that a lot of people will get confused and think, oh, if I become prettier, then I'll feel better about myself. The work really does start internally. And I'm telling you, the work that you put into yourself internally is 1,000 times stronger towards your confidence than having nicer hair, getting surgery, a smaller nose. Become strong and beautiful on the inside, and that will show in all situations.
So something my mom always taught me when I was growing up is, she said, be beautiful and be amazing on the inside, because you never know what could happen to you on the outside. So she would tell me to be a loving, caring, amazing person on the inside, and to not try to go through life, with just looks. So that's something that's stuck with me since I was 7 years old. She's been telling me that.
Okay, so that closes out how to learn new topics and have more interesting conversation, whether it's with men that you're interested in, a husband that you have now, or your best friends. Let's move on to hobbies and interests. So this is a huge thing, which we talked about in the episode about why men love bitches. Is that you don't want to lose yourself in your life. And a lot of people actually don't know themselves or the things that they like. I remember for so long, men would ask me, so what do you do for fun? Or you'd go to a job interview and they'd say, so what do you do for fun? And I'd be like, I walk my dog. I eat food.
I'm like, I have a list. I'll tell you right now.
I know. I'm the
used
same.
to not know what I liked. Now, like you said, I have a long ass list. I like to build puzzles. I like to read. I like to watch documentaries. There's so many things. There's an endless list.
Yeah. Well, it's also not even necessarily about gaining a list or having a list. Sometimes people actually just don't know the things that they do, or they just don't consider them hobbies. Or, for me, I obviously was taught how to speak or have an interview, being in the pageant world. And one of the things they say is always know your hobbies and interests, because you're going to be asked. That's the number one question. So sometimes you have to actually sit down and write things out. What do you do? Sometimes people get bummed out. They're like, oh, I have no talent, or I have no hobbies. It's yes, you do. You aren't digging deep down inside of you and thinking of all the things that you are capable of, or that you do on a natural instinct without you even thinking that's a hobby or that's a talent.
Yeah.
I don't know, people can twist their tongue. That's a talent. People can do that thing with their, those are talents.
A lot of people actually don't do anything though. They just sit around and watch TV, and then they wonder why their life is feeling unfulfilling.
Yeah.
Because they're not engaging in anything meaningful or worthwhile.
And it's a small step just to get out there and go on a hike. And while you're on that hike,
me and Olivia's eyes light up. We've been hiking.
I legit, when I'm home in Laguna, I go on 3 to 4 hikes every week, because it's walking distance from my house. And that's when I clear my head and I have all of my thoughts when I'm on my hike. So if I'm upset about anything, or if I'm confused, anything at all, when I'm home from my hike, I know everything.
Yeah.
If you don't have interest in hobbies, how do you find what you like to do?
By trying new things. That's what I've been doing lately. Try new things. Try things you haven't done. Say you're going to do something and I've never done it. I'm going to ask you if I can tag along and see if I like that or not. My family just did a snowboarding trip and I have never been. And so I tagged along to see what I like this, potentially could this be something that I want to start doing every month with them? Who knows? Just see what everyone's doing around you, and honestly take notes and just try little things.
Another thing that I want to add to the list that we didn't have, and I've gone a long time with having people in my life, not having people in my life. I would go periods with having a best friend, then not having one because something would happen. I feel having a good group of people around you in a circle also adds to your confidence and
Absolutely.
making you feel more high value. How would you, the reason why I brought this up is because I think having hobbies and interests and, like you said, getting out there and trying new things and then also getting out there and making new friends are kind of hard for some people.
Yeah.
I know personally I've been depressed in the past and it's caused difficulty with that. Is there anything you could recommend to people who want a completely different life than they're living right now? They want to go out and do exciting things. They want to meet new friends and have a good group of people around them. But there's something stopping them, debilitating them. Is there something that you guys could tell them that would help them?
I'm kind of the same how you just said. Like, I've had issues where I'm depressed and I'm sad and I'll be in bed moping, but then I will have one of my friends text me and she'll invite me to go out to lunch with her and her friends that I don't know. Yeah. And to me, at the moment, I'm like, ugh, like I'm laying in bed. Like, I don't feel like it. I don't want to do this. I don't want to get up. But when I make myself get up and I go there, I've actually made new friends that way by meeting one person brought me to meet all of these friends. And it just kind of is like a trickle effect from there. Like you meet someone through one friend and then all of a sudden now you have two friends and then you have three and then you just start doing
like
activities.
Olivia's like, I gave you all your friends, sweetie. It's
I don't
true.
think like that. No, it makes me happy though. I never look at it like that. I want my best friends to be friends with my other best friends because you know how you had said, I mean, like for me, it's like you are who you hang out with, and it is good to surround yourself around positive people. And also for me, I like to have friends be introduced to other friends that I know can benefit from one another, or like, you know, certain friends you have certain characteristics or personality traits that you want, that you think will go well with the other person. So I definitely agree with, like, you know, surrounding yourself is so important. And yeah, if you're like an introvert, go hang out with an extrovert. They're going to get that out of you. Like they're going to make you want to do things you've not like never wanted to do before, just get you out of your comfort zone.
Yeah. And so back to the original question, I sort of have a little advice for you guys on what you could do if you're a person who finds it hard to find motivation to go out and try new things or meet new people. Okay. So if you don't want to do something, plan to do the absolute minimum of it. So say you get invited to an event and you've been wanting to meet friends, but you're like, damn, I'm sort of depressed. I don't really want to go. Plan to just stop in, say hi to a minimal amount of people. The less you plan to do, the more motivated you'll be to actually follow through and do it. And then chances are that you'll end up doing more than you told yourself you were going to do. So that's a simple trick to motivate yourself when you don't want to do anything, whether it's working out, meeting new people, trying snowboarding.
I like that, yeah.
Yeah.
Working, studying. Say, okay, I'm only going to study for 5 minutes, but most likely you'll end up getting really into it and you'll end up doing 30 or an hour.
And something that, I mean, it kind of goes along with that is when I do have, like, just even us through when we go out, I feel more confident going to a dinner or a lunch with my, like, close friends. You know, I feel more of a confident bad bitch when us three walk in to go sit down at a dinner versus like when I'm by myself in a way. So that's like another thing to make you feel like trophy wife or whatever material build your confidence is have your close girlfriends and go out to a girls' dinner every once in a while, maybe once a week, once every 2 weeks. And it really does help build confidence doing those things.
I'm like, that's my best friend. She a real bad bitch. She don't need no lift.
So all in all, a trophy wife is a high-value woman in our eyes. She is well-rounded. She has hobbies and interests. She works on bettering herself every single day, whether it's physically, mentally, educating herself. She surrounds herself with good people. She dresses for herself, not for other people. And she just loves herself and puts all her energy and effort into building herself. And then when she loves herself so much, she'll be ready to go and find someone else to love.
Yeah, and she'll love that man and be a great, great woman to herself and to that man.
Yeah, and she becomes the prize in the man's eyes. So
I actually have a great analogy for you guys, which I don't think I've shared with you guys before. When I was in prison, we used to do a group in my cottage, which was the drug cottage. And I remember our counselor, Miss Smith, we do a lot of stuff on love because it was a women's prison. So a lot of times women got sucked into things with men trying to chase after love. And I remember she held up a picture, it was a black and white picture. And she said, you want to be a full picture by yourself. You should already be a full picture. And then she held up another picture. And it was the same picture, but it was colored in. She says you need to be the full picture by yourself, and once you complete that picture, you will find someone who will bring color to it.
That's amazing. Yeah, they bring
and I
out
still
the best
remember
in you.
that, and it's been like 5-7 years.
Yeah. That's something I always think too, is find someone that brings out the best in you and doesn't make you become someone that you're not.
Yeah, we're not looking for someone to complete you because
Mm-hmm.
you should be completing yourself. Today's episode is sponsored by adamandeve.com. I have personally shopped on their website. I've bought lingerie, I've bought dick pills, I've bought sex toys. They have it all.
Yeah, I think that's where I usually get my vibrators from, and that's why I've been saying we need to get some for you.
I know, and I was going to say like a sexy item for him and then a special gift for her, and then also a third item just for both of you to have in general.
And I'm pretty sure right now, most items are 50% off.
Yeah, I mean, free stuff is also awesome. So.
Damn, I'm going to go buy all the vibrators for Olivia because she's never tried one.
I actually was going to go on and order some hot lingerie because I want some new pics for the gram. And right now they're doing free shipping.
Wait, that's
nice.
awesome.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
So, to get 50% off any one item and free shipping, make sure you use our code 3G1K. That's 3G1K at adamandeve.com. Make sure to use 3G1K at checkout for 50% off and free shipping. That's 3G1K at adamandeve.com. Make sure to use 3G1K at checkout for 50% off and free shipping.
And as you guys know, we have partnered up with the app. It's called Stereo, and we go live 3 times a week with like behind the scenes, things that you don't see, and it's live, like I said, so it's exclusive after party of all 3 of us.
As I said, we go live 3 days a week. We do more advice like we do at the end of every episode. We do Q&As so you can learn more about us. Olivia does recipes. There's so much fun stuff going on the Stereo app, so make sure you download it and follow us at 3G1K.
Through the app, there is an option where we can hear your voice and you can ask us questions, and we're able to listen to it on the spot and respond. So that's something really cool and exciting.
The last time me and Alexa went live on the Stereo app, we pulled questions from Instagram on sex and dating advice for men, and I've heard such positive feedback about the advice that we gave.
Same. Everyone really liked what we had to say, and they felt like it was a personal, like one-on-one. We were speaking to them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say I had positive feedback too with you and I whenever we talked as well. So I gave out my skincare routine, tips and tricks, what I use. So people really like to listen to that as well.
So download the Stereo app and follow us at stereo.com/3G1K. The link will also be in the description, so go follow us. Okay, guys, so it is finally time for fan questions.
All right, so I'm going to go first, and my question is from Emily Nicole, and it's advice for not feeling satisfied in your relationship and sex life. So I'm going to say what I always say and communicate with your partner and let them know how you're feeling. I know it kind of could be hard and awkward, especially if it's sexually that they're not satisfying you. You don't want to hurt their feelings. But if you don't want to say to them, hey, I don't like maybe when you're doing this, or you can try that, maybe just take their hands or kind of use actions to motivate them in a sexual manner. But if it's something in your relationship that is not sexual, you definitely should talk to them about how you're feeling. And if they love you, which they should if you're in a relationship, they will listen.
Oh my God.
I'm like, well, obviously, if they love you.
Lana's triggered.
Continue.
Yeah. If they love you, then they're going to listen to what you have to say and work on maybe what could be fixed in the relationship on why they are not satisfying you. There's just a number of things, but it comes down to communication and letting them know, because they could be oblivious and they could think that they are satisfying you in every way and they're so happy, and they don't know that they're not.
Honestly, having bad work days and a lot of fights can trigger sex drive for the male and the female. That's just from experience, and also just something I've learned, which is crazy. So yeah, I mean, like you said, communication, obviously, if you guys are fighting a lot, or even just little arguments that sometimes you don't even think is a big argument to the other partner, it might be, and it might annoy them, and that resentment might build up, and they might not want to satisfy you because they're just upset internally because you guys have had so many fights. So it is just, I think communication overall is just so important.
Yeah.
I'm going to self-project on my marriage. Sometimes your partner, once again, can be incompatible with you. They might not be on your level intellectually. They might not be on your level emotionally. And so when I felt that way in the past, unsatisfied with conversation, unsatisfied with sex, unsatisfied with the way that we emotionally communicated with each other, it was because we were not on the same level mentally. Mm-hmm. And so if that's the problem, it's sort of something that you just have to either accept that this is the most stimulation you will be getting from this person, or move on. But I don't know if that's your situation. However, when I felt like that, that was the situation for me, and I ended up moving on.
Yeah, so it does come down to maybe communication too. Like, did you communicate with him your feelings, or you just kind of figured it out?
I told him that I wished he was more into the things that I was into. I wish that we could have better conversations. I wish that he was more ambitious. I wish he wanted to do something.
And that's hard to tell a person. Like, it's like you're basically saying you suck.
Yeah, it was really hard to say that. And I'm sure he will watch this, which, you know, what really sucks. However, we're just, the way that our brains work are just not the same.
Yeah, some people just aren't
just not compatible.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Should I go?
Yeah.
All right, so I picked a naughty one for the ladies today. So this one's for the girls. How to properly ride a guy for the girls. I guess a guy could do it too.
Yeah, I'm like, girl, what do you mean? It's 2021.
We all right now.
All right, so it's inclusive. It's for everyone.
Yeah, it's for everyone.
All right, so how to ride a guy properly. I don't think there is any non-proper way to do it. However, I will say there's a way that feels better for the guy and there's a way that feels better for the girl. Mm-hmm. So for the girl, it's the grinding motion. For the guy, it's up and down. Mm-hmm. You know, just sliding up and down on that pole. But the main principle of being a good rider is fucking having fun with it. Mm-hmm. And I've said this 1,000 times, enthusiasm. If you look like you're having the time of your life bouncing up and down on his schlong, he's gonna fucking love it. Let those titties fly everywhere. Yeah. Put them in his face. Make him suck them. Fucking go crazy. Act like you're fucking like losing your goddamn mind. Like literally be like, and I tell you, the more over-exaggerated you are, the more he will love it. Because he'll just think, damn, like she's really using my pole like a dildo.
Yeah, and it's like, that means that like he's gonna be like, damn, I'm really satisfying her. Yeah. Like, she's going crazy.
Like, my cock is so good. Like she's losing her fucking mind. It's all about the enthusiasm, baby. But if you want it to feel good for you, do the whole grinding thing, get low on him. If it's for the guy, like I said, the up and down on the wee-wee thing.
That's like, if I'm trying to like really impress my boyfriend, or if I'm like, ooh, like you're getting lucky tonight, that's what I go to. Is my go-to is on top. Like I'll hit him with that because it's like a little. You
told me you do the reverse cowgirl. Twerk that ass.
Yes. That's like my special tricks. And if you're trying to do quickie, like let me tell you, they do not last long when you're doing that.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. Reverse cowgirl is apparently a thing for guys, and they really like that.
Especially if they're an ass guy. Mm-hmm. Going back to my ex-husband, anytime I would turn around and do reverse cowgirl, he would come right away because he was an ass guy.
Yeah. So honestly, if I'm with whenever I'm like with my boyfriend or ex-boyfriend or whatever, we're having sex, I could not ever. If you want them to last, don't ever get on top and don't ever do reverse cowgirl because it will maybe be a minute and then you're done. But that's just like
maybe you should give some tips because it seems like you really know what you're
she did
doing.
Go to school for sex therapy.
Oh yeah,
you did?
Well, I was going to school to be a therapist, and then I started specializing in like sex therapy and to be a marriage like couples counseling. But I got pushed away because
I knew there was a reason on
that's
show.
That's her talent. That's her talent. You're a neutralizer. You like help situations out.
Yeah, I am like a little mini therapist. Yeah. But how'd that get turned into riding dick? I don't know. Do
you want to do your question or give some tips?
I mean, no, I agree with you.
Twerk on that baby.
Yes,
practice in the mirror. Please. I swear to God, what I do is I turn around, I look in the mirror, and I like practice, and I see what it looks like. I swear, and then I will pull it out when it needs to be pulled out.
This girl.
All right, guys. So my question is from Joaz. I don't know how to pronounce that.
I don't know. I'm not
good. Sorry about that. So their question is how to stop craving unhealthy food. You guys are all gorgeous. Thank you for the compliment. That's really sweet. So obviously, since I lived mostly a healthy lifestyle and tend to still do, one of the main things or one of the biggest reasons why people eat junk food and continue, and it's why it's so hard for them to get away from that, is because you basically have to train your mind. So whenever you eat, for example, a lot of sugar, you're actually going to naturally start craving more sugar. So honestly, it's pure hell staying away or getting away from unhealthy food. But I promise you, if you do it for exactly 2 weeks, your body will actually readjust to or adjust to eating healthy things, that to the point where actually if you eat unhealthy, your body will start to reject it. And that's how I had to train myself. So for instance, I was on a diet where I couldn't eat a lot of carbs and basically nothing fried for about a couple of years as an athlete. And I one day wanted to just indulge in fried chicken. And whenever I ate it, I actually got sick because my body adapted to eating super healthy. So then I naturally never wanted to eat fried chicken again just because I felt so sick from it.
Yeah.
So
See, I have an issue because I'm a huge dessert girl. Everyone knows that about me. I love my sweets and my desserts. But when I am trying to, stop doing those things and eat better, it makes it worse if I just cut cold turkey. So I actually found
I was gonna say don't do that too, by the way.
No, I found recipes to where if I'm craving ice cream, I keep frozen bananas in my fridge at all times. You throw that in a blender, add in some almond milk. I like to throw in, I have like a little of like the cacao powder and it tastes just like chocolate ice cream, but it's like healthy.
So you're recommending, instead of cutting out sweets and desserts altogether, switching to a healthier alternative at first until eventually you can cut them out.
Yeah.
Also back to what Olivia said, forming better habits. I believe it takes 21 days to form a new habit. So maybe first start with what Alexis said, healthy alternatives, and then eventually in that 20 days, work your way down. And sugar really is an addiction. If you've noticed, when you eat it, you want to eat more, like she said. But if you go without it for a while, you don't crave it. Yeah. So it's just tricking your mind.
Yeah. So. I'm notorious for having my own little healthy dessert or low calorie snacks.
Are you going to make me one after this?
I'm down. Like I have like little muffins that aren't actually muffins. Like I love my desserts.
All right, let's go make some muffins. Thanks for watching today's episode. Make sure that you check us out on Apple Podcasts. We drop the audio over 3 days sooner. Subscribe to us on there. Subscribe to us here on YouTube if you're watching. And like this video. Give it a thumbs up. Comment. Let us know what you think.
Yeah. Bye.
So as everyone already knows, my favorite sauce is truff, guys. And they sent us some to test out. And I actually made a pasta with it. And I use the white truff sauce. And also I will be going live on the Stereo app, as many of you have already heard that we're going to be doing weekly. And I'm actually going to go ahead and drop the recipe that I used with the truff sauce for this pasta on the app. So make sure to download it and then listen and tune in. And Amra, wait, I want you to try this because you've actually never had it
yet. Here.
I'm kind of scared because it's not like my best version, and it's also a little.
I've had it a few times and it's really good.
Wait, eat it with a chicken.
Yeah, the chicken adds.
I don't like chicken.
Oh, really?
I mean, we'll see if it even compares to my favorite carbone pasta.
Oh, God. I know. That's why I'm so scared whenever she eats my food, because I'm like, she goes to like 5 stars.
I think it's nice ass restaurants. I'm like,
I've been
Michelin
to
stars,
too, but I feel like this could be on the menu there.
Thank you, darling. She's had my best version, so.
Yeah. I'm like waiting. No, I think it's really good.
Thanks, babe.
Honestly, it has a lot of flavor for pasta.
Really?
It must be the truff. I could see it.
Well, there is a lot of flavor.
Being on the menu at Carbone.
Yeah.
I mean, there's about 5-6 from scratch ingredients in this. So.
Really? Well,
pretty good.
You guys heard it here. Olivia's pasta is Carbone worthy. So
and trophy wife worthy.
Trophy wife worthy. So make sure that you download the Stereo app and get her recipe. We also go live 3 times a week just to do Q&As, give you guys more advice, everything. Share more about ourselves. Download Stereo. Check it out, guys. 3G1K.